A tale of two SummerSlams, some of which could clearly have been on Raw. But that ending got a lot of people talking. I'm John Ritlin with my review of WWE SummerSlam 2020 in the WWE Thunderdome. And they kept talking about the group known as Retribution. The group known as Retribution, but they didn't show up. But somebody did with an interesting shirt and a new attitude. They're going to make Roman Reigns the leader of Retribution, aren't they? If they do that, that's going to be fucking catastrophic. So, Renee, her last night on commentary or on the kickoff panel, but she got to, give her opinions on the various matches. Good for her, wherever she goes. She wants to stay at home, do her own cooking show, sports network, go to AEW to be with her husband, whatever. She more than earned the right. She put in a lot of years in WWE, put in some good effort, and I fully support whatever she decides to go do. She'll bring energy and passion to whatever she decides to do. And then MVP versus Apollo. U.S. Championship. I didn't really care. This feud has really done nothing for me. It wasn't bad. MVP, I hope he's okay. He got hurt after Apollo's finished, the, powerbomb variation that he does. So hopefully MVP is okay, and hopefully Apollo can get a better feud, like Cedric turning heel and winning the U.S. title, eventually join the Hurt Business to give them some youth and give them some, cool stuff and everything. It'll be something different for Cedric, even if I don't think Cedric is necessarily going to work as a heel. It'd be something, because I haven't done jack shit with him for a while. And then we had Angie, Dominik, and Ray show up. And, of course, Angie was walking with Ray because she had to undo him from the car seat because he's short. He's short. Do you get it? Dominik also, I'll actually surprise you with some stuff I'm going to say about him a little bit later. The panel gives some respect to Renee as they sign off. And then we get Pyro and a whole bunch of, cool video packages. And dubbed-in crowd noise, whole bunch of dubbed-in crowd noise. I'm going to say this much, the Thunderdome concept just isn't working. Like, it looked cool in execution, and that's it. That's really about it. Asuka versus Bayley with Sasha for the SmackDown Women's Championship. These two work well together. And after Bayley had not been able to beat Asuka, she hadn't been able to beat Asuka at all, the question was, could Bayley do it? Or would Asuka be able to first get the SmackDown Women's Championship and then get the Raw Women's Championship, thus completing the full course of revenge against, both of them for what they did to Kairi Sane? Well, the "you stupid idiot," that line got said by Sasha, which was kind of good. We get some scissoring from behind, because of course we do. And we also get some nice leg work by Bayley, working on the leg with a nice knee bar, really good stuff off the ropes. That was some incredible shit. At one point earlier in the match, DDT off the sets by Asuka, which was pretty good. Prince Iakea thankfully Paisley did not make her appearance. If you don't know who Prince Iakea, or the artist formerly known as Prince Iakea, is, he was a good worker that unfortunately got kind of, put by the wayside because Vince Russo decided to make him the artist formerly known as Prince Iakea. As for this match, it was actually pretty well done. They were holding back a little bit, because you could tell, because Asuka had to work twice. And then Sasha has a distraction, most devastating maneuver in all professional wrestling. Surprise, roll up 1, 2, 3. Bayley retains. Then we get to figure out a little bit later what happens. But first, Sasha and Bayley tag team Asuka, so she's sore and beat up afterwards for her second match a little later. And then Dominik to Ray, Dad, I appreciate you're out there, but it's time for me to be a man. So Dominik is going to go out there and be a man. Haley Joel Stereo is going to go be a man. But again, I'm going to surprise you with some stuff I'm going to say here a little bit. Recaps of the group known as Retribution. Why do you keep recapping this stuff? It's not like the NWO, the preceding announcement, has been paid for by the New World Order. It's not like that shit. This whole invasion thing is just not working for me. Owens is on commentary for the Street Profits versus Garza and Andrade with Zelina Vega for the Raw Tag Team Championships. And then you get 2 Profits and many cups. And then you get you get 2 girls for each cup. If you know what that means, I'm very, very sorry that I dredged up those memories. Don't ever watch that, kids. Don't ever watch that. The match is okay. It was all about, was Montez okay after the poisoning thing? And it seemed like they just, totally tossed the story to the side, because Andrade goes to check out on Zelina after she got knocked down, and then what happened is we get a big old frog splash where Montez almost landed on his head, so I hope he's okay. 1, 2, 3, and it seems like Garza and Andrade are going to split up, unless they suddenly decide to do payback and they include Bianca, and maybe they do a 6-person tag where the winning team wins the Raw Tag Team Championships. That's how they'll do it. They'll have Zelina pin Bianca to win the tag team championships for our guys. Oh God, they're gonna do that. Payback is in 7 days, by the way. 6 days, 7 nights. Remember that movie? I'm sorry if you do. So, the match is okay. It was what it was. At one point, though, there was one funny line by Kevin Owens. I'm wearing your shirt, Dawkins. Come on. That was funny. And apparently we're going to get Aleister Black on the Kevin Owens show tomorrow. Maybe. Possibly. And Payback is next Sunday. Cool. Whatever. We get Bayley and Sasha doing the typical promo that they do. Sonya versus Mandy. No DQ. Loser leaves WWE. If all the stuff that happened with Bayley, or not Bayley, but, Sonya and Mandy had not happened, if everything was even, if nobody had stalked Sonya like the piece of shit creep that he is, he needs to be fucking jailed for goddamn life, never see the light of day again for what he fucking did. He nearly killed a woman. If it was just, if this is just a typical match, no, outside influences, people would probably shit on it because the match just wasn't necessarily there. But obviously, because of all the surrounding circumstances and the fact that Mandy and Sonya dealt with so much of this, the fact that they were both there when this man, nearly kidnapped and likely would have killed both of them, I'm going to give a pass to this. It also is obvious that they're writing Sonya out so she can deal with this and either leave WWE for good or just take some time off and then come back at the Rumble or come back whenever she's able to. There was this cool spot where they actually, where Mandy slid the chairs at Sonya, like, the table was slicked with oil, and then ended up pinning her after a knee, of like the old "I'm sorry, I love you" thing, like Ric Flair got from Shawn Michaels, and then she pinned her, and Sonya's upset and everything and all, which understandable because she's leaving the company. So, and they wanted the crowd to boo Sonya apparently. Well, that was stupid because people were going to cheer Sonya. A lot of social media was cheering Sonya. If you have a problem with Sonya and Mandy breaking kayfabe, by the way, because their lives were in danger, fuck you. Seriously, it's fucking ridiculous. I hope for nothing but the best for Mandy, but especially for Sonya, for both of them. Mandy, if she needs some time off, even though she won this, that's cool. Sonya, whatever she decides to do, she has to leave wrestling, has to go do something else, whatever she decides to do. She is a natural at this. She would be very, very good at it for a number of years, but her life, her mental health is top priority, and that's what every fan should want. Then they completely negated the whole goddamn thing of, oh no, Sonya's career is over, by having Otis come out, celebrate with Mandy, and they do respective caterpillars. And I almost regret saying the one thing that happened, on a previous show was the worst thing that happened that weekend. But again, you know what? Hey. These women went out there under circumstances that most people would have not been able to deal with, and they did what they could. Seth with Buddy Murphy, or just Murphy, don't call me Buddy Murphy, versus Dominik with Rey Mysterio. Street fight. Look, I'm going to say something that's going to surprise people. Dominik did not infuriate me with this. I'm going to try to soften up on Dominik. I just don't think that it's going to work long term like they think. I think that if they don't deal with this correctly, it will backfire. It will be like another Eric Watts situation when Dominik's got some talent. And this, to me, was a lot like the Adam Cole-Pat McAfee match, where it was obviously an inexperienced, athlete, though Dominik had, it has been born in this business pretty much. I mean, he was part of SummerSlam 2005. And actually, there's a pretty good network exclusive thing on their website where they talk, well, actually, I think it was on their Twitter feed where, Dominik was talking about he wished Eddie was there. The match, they paced it well. Rollins obviously didn't take Dominik as seriously. This is all about, Ray not getting involved. At one point, Angie comes out on the stage. Ray has to stop her. People are calling him Dom or Big Dom, and he's wearing leather, so you are just writing the jokes for me. And also, Ray got handcuffed at one point. So yeah, we're getting cuffs and we're getting leather and we're getting a guy called Big Dom. There is something wrong with Vince McMahon's world of wrestling. Dominik was kind of dressed like a darker version of Glacier, and Rollins also had Rey Mysterio 1997, Halloween Havoc inspired tights. And look, it was good for what it was. There was a table bump, there were chairs, there was canes. There was good work here. After Ray got cuffed, Dominik kind of went nuts and everything, but then Rollins started, beating him down, choking him out. And then he hit the stomp, 1, 2, 3, while Ray watched. And then Ray was emotional. He was proud of Dominik. So, okay, it was cool. I mean, I didn't care. I don't buy into the emotion at all. But that being said, these guys certainly had some fun. and they've cut a pretty good they cut a pretty good pace here. I think the match was crafted perfectly. It wasn't great. It's not going to be on my favorite matches of the year list, but it was what it was. And now we get Sasha versus Asuka Raw Women's Championship, sponsored by Cup of Noodles, which apparently, and it's like Asuka did a video where she, was in a Cup of Noodles shirt and everything, and a little like mascot thing, which I don't know why. Hey, if she's happy with it, cool. Little racially insensitive, just a little bit. But hey, you know what? If Asuka's happy with it, I guess I really can't say anything. It's just kind of ridiculous. But that friggin' snap bomb to the floor was absolutely brutal, really fucking brutal. That was really, really goddamn bad. And then somebody had a sign that said Asuka will Sasha, playing off of the whole Sammy joke about Sasha. And now I'll say this, that person was a goddamn idiot for putting that up. Somebody, however, also put up a Fire Velveteen Dream sign in their little panel and got banned from Thunderdome. So, okay, good job there. Hey, you know what? Prove that he actually didn't do anything, and then maybe fans will back off on that stuff. But yeah, the Asuka, the Sasha one, no. There are certain things you don't joke about. And this is coming from me. Certain things you don't joke about. And then there was interference attempt. It was a good match. I mean, Sasha and Asuka worked a well-paced match here. Yes, there was a bit of a distraction attempt and everything, but Bayley couldn't help Sasha, and Sasha tapped out to the Asuka lock. So once again, Sasha could not hold a title for very, very long. People are very upset by this, but you know what? Oh well. Honestly, it's telling a story, and it's all going to be about Sasha eventually getting revenge on Bayley. Telling a story that, quite frankly, has been stretched to its goddamn limit. It's not even a slow boil. It's really kind of just a bit boring by now. A lot of people like it, and that's fine. I don't know. I mean, Asuka won the title back that she never should have lost. To me, it was just a roundabout way of getting back to Asuka. I don't know. To me, it just didn't work. They wanted the visual of both Bayley and Sasha holding two belts. Cool. They kind of sacrificed a bit of Asuka's momentum. A bit of it. I'm not saying she can't gain it back, but just right now, it just seems like they're right back where they were a couple months ago when she was a champion, and they didn't need to do this stuff. But it is what it is. Can't really change it. So we then go Orton versus Drew. The golden showers are back for Orton. Orton is very happy about this, and I will be very, very clear here. This was probably my favorite match of the show next to Sasha and Asuka because it was well paced. These guys took it seriously. They beat the shit out of each other. Both men were bleeding at one point. There was announcer table spots. There was, figure four by Drew. There was a lot of really good shit here. Future Shock, where he scissored Orton, he drove him down, grabbing his neck and head, and topping him. That was some really good stuff. And then we get the punch stoppage. Some people didn't like the finish, but I didn't mind it. And, the Claymore counter. Oh, no, he dodged a Claymore. Oh, no, the RKO got countered into a backslide. Kerry Von Erich, looks down, as he's happy after what he did to Ric Flair at the David Von Erich Memorial. And it was nice because we got to see Drew win and outsmart Orton. The problem is I think this is going to end up leading to Orton winning at either Payback or soon after, or maybe he pulls a Triple H with Batista and decides to, put him over 3 straight pay-per-views. Drew has really stepped it up here in the whole, the global pandemic era. It is nice that he has been doing that, but it's just very unfortunate that it has gotten to this point. Where he doesn't get that many reactions. Now, he's gotten pretty over on Twitter, and he has really won a lot, and he's been a great champion. This feud with Orton hasn't really done anything for me, but these two worked well together. My problem is Randy Orton matches would be over a lot quicker if he didn't move with the speed of a glacier. And I'm not talking about the wrestler, I'm talking about an actual goddamn glacier. But is what is, deliberate style works for him. Him and Drew worked well together here. I'm not a big fan of Orton, but it was a good match for what it was, and was a worthy championship match. And by the way, Keith Lee is going to bring his BBC, and he's going to go in Raw with his BBC tomorrow. And then we're getting the Fiend versus Braun Falls Count Anywhere match. That's what I think of this match. I didn't care about this feud. Didn't care at all. They battled to the back. They battled in the gorilla position. They battled back out, beat the screen up and everything. Braun got a box cutter. cut open, exposing his wood. Ouch. And then the Fiend hit, a few moves on the wood and pinned him after his sister Abigail. Okay, cool. Fiend celebrating everything, and then suddenly Roman Reigns shows up. Roman Reigns has a wreck everyone and leave shirt, and then is beating the shit out of Fiend. He spears Braun, hitting him. I made you. You're not a monster unless I'm here. Which, I'm not the biggest Roman Reigns fan, but Braun was his best feud. And then he starts hitting the Fiend. Says, "You're nothing. You're just a freak in a mask." A heel Roman Reigns is something I actually could get behind. I actually think that could work pretty goddamn well. And he holds the Universal Championship. If they make him the leader of Retribution, that's going to evaporate every goddamn thing right there, because that is the worst damn thing going on mainstream wrestling programming, WWE, anything. It's worse than anything that I absolutely can't stand on any program. But anyway, overall, not a bad show, not the best way. Well, it's a good way to end it with Roman coming back, but Fiend versus Braun just did nothing for me. It was just fucking lazy. Anyway, agree, disagree what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.